Alright, we going live in 3, 2, and 1. Well, it's been a minute, hasn't it? Yeah, I am very sorry I've been away for this long, but life has been getting kind of crazy over here, especially with work and all that. But yeah, we're back. Welcome into the stream. Also, emeow1, thank you so much for the follow. I just now noticed you you played at Vibe Night last night. We got a Michigan furry DJ in the chat. Let's get it. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Orange Heart Tribe. I need to fix my sound alert stuff still. Yep. Hello Smozmog. Hello Silver. Not cute. Hello Wuffy. Thank you for the lurk. And hello Oakland. And hello Minnie. Hope you're all having a great night tonight. We are gonna probably have some more people coming in later for voicing, but right now we got the wonderful Pika here. And yeah.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, we are gonna. A lot of new things are coming to the Twitch channel here soon, especially because this is my comeback month for content. Voice acting streams are gonna be on Sunday as always. We're not gonna be doing Ace Attorney weekly anymore, most likely, because I've come to realize that usually there's a lot more availability for voice actors on Sundays. But we'll see where things go. I'm not finalizing anything just yet. In addition, let me just make sure, there we go. I'm gonna make sure that we get a lot more games in them thrown in the mix. I want to do VR chat streams again. I want to do a lot more now. There's a lot more I want to do, really. I've got lots of ideas brewing. It's just been very hard for me to get them executed. But we're here now. We're gonna get things going down the path of dreams, not just for DJing, but for other goals as well. Because honestly, that's where we are right now. Is there anything else I was wanting to talk about? No, I think that's it. So yeah. I think it's gonna be mostly Rofi and Leo for the beginning of this, but again, I have avoided a lot of teasers and stuff that just ever since this update came out for Patreons. By the way, if you can financially do it, support this game on Patreon, please. There's a lot of cool perks that you can get from becoming a Patreon to this game. I'm not sponsored. I'm not a sponsor. Just putting it out there. But yeah. Anyways, shall we do this?
This stream is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
For real, I avoided looking in the Discord at all for spoilers. Yeah. I mean, there's only there are dedicated channels for spoilers. I don't have them on my channel list. I only check them after. Anyways, let's go. Let's go. Shall we just get in and see what Leo and the gang have been up to?
Yep.
Alright, let me make this smaller for text reading purposes. Alright. Load. Okay, we are gonna go all the way back to Rofi. Oh yeah, I should probably make a new save section for Rofi Day 4. Although I think I only... Oh yeah. I think... Okay. Alright, so I think these are all lines you've gotten through so far. Yep, he's getting ready for bed. Oh, Rofi, Alright, we're just getting... Oh yeah. Alright. Alright. Did you mean it?
What?
Hello, Nico. Welcome on into the stream. what you said earlier. Would you really have moved with me? As soon as the words leave my mouth, I feel a little silly. What was he supposed to say in response to that, Leo? You saw how flustered he was earlier. Silence goes on for a while. Then he replies.
Yes.
Just like that, I feel all my anxiety, all my fears and worries seep outwards, leaving my chest spreading out towards my arms and legs, then leaving through my fingertips and toes, replaced with a sense of belonging, warmth. I can't help but marvel at the power words can have. Scenes from the day play back in my head, but only the warm, fuzzy ones. Movie snacks, naps, leaning on him as we traverse the stairs. I don't have the energy for conversation anymore, but I don't feel the need to talk. Rofi gives me a gentle squeeze around my back, almost a signal that it's time to return to dreamland. This time, though, I'm not afraid of what awaits, not with Rofi protecting me. And I think from here, ladies and gentlemen, is entirely new stuff. I have no idea what to expect from here. I'm just going to make sure my microphone's working. Yep, everything's working. Discord's working. Palm, you said this update was something else. Let's see if you... I know you mean it, because you know this game. Shout out to you, Palm. You were absolutely wonderful to meet with at FWA. Let's go. Let's lock in. The howling wind, and a steady, persistent pulse. Where am I? I shiver. The wind chill starts to pierce my trusty sweater. No point in standing here aimlessly. I need to stay warm. I inhale once and start walking through the endless night. Nothing but black, far beyond what I can make out. I can see my breath as I exhale. Wait, is that Rofi?
I don't know, actually.
I'm guessing it might be Rofi because of the red text.
Getting cold, isn't it?
My ears perk up, neck fur bristling. Oh, wait. Oh, are we doing the... Oh, it's another one from Rofi's perspective. Okay, I'm gonna do the other voice then. You go. Pika, this is your time.
Who's there?
Whoa! Is this a ghost? It's a ghost! Okay. Alright, I'm doing this. Who's asking?
Me.
Then I don't have to care. Regardless, I come bearing gifts. That's you, Pika. This is Rofi's perspective.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh crap. I feel something, a weight in my pocket.
Android, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Orange Heart Tribe. Or rather, I should say, thank you, Dwagon, for the follow. Hi, Dwagon.
But before I can reach a paw inside, I blink and something warm appears in my grasp.
Oh, this is from the teaser, okay.
A picture frame. Mom, Dad, and me. Looking at them warms me just a little. I clutch the frame close to my chest, extracting whatever heat I can from it. But before long, I feel a force tugging it gently away. I look up, squeezing it closer in defiance. A laugh echoes in my head.
This doesn't come for free, you know.
Then what does it cost?
A simple journey down a paved road. A scenic view, a steady moving vehicle. Surrounded by intricate fencing. We don't want you straying off the path, of course.
I tune my voice out almost entirely, focused on the heat radiating through my chest. I mumble in response. Right, that makes sense. As I stand there, I feel all the frost melt away. This is comfortable. An eternity passes, just me and the framed photo.
Whoa. Choice? Okay. But, alright, stay here where it's comfortable. Nothing can harm me here. This is where I belong. Forever, but I can't help... Oh, this is like the one from Dawn Chorus, where it's just like... Am I ready? Am I ready? Hi, Dwagon! I'm gonna just do the first one.
Just FYI, I just got out of work and I still have to get to work on getting home, so I'm not here.
All good.
Alright, Hylian.
Yeah, plus I can't exactly do voice acting while I'm driving.
Yeah, not for the best.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I don't even
also
know.
hello, Hylian. Oh yeah, chat. Introducing Hylian, the latest person for our voice acting team. Hylian is
Hold on
Pika's
one sec,
bestie.
I gotta get out of my car. I gotta get out of my car. Oh, I gotta move.
Yeah. Anyways, stay here where nothing can harm me here. I'm gonna do them in order if it's doing this multiple times. Magello Koi, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Orange Heart Tribe. This is where I belong.
Where does it lead? The frame grows dimmer in my paws, a faint warmth.
What?
Where does the road go?
As long as you stay on the path, you'll arrive where you're supposed to.
And where is that? I don't get to choose, do I?
You can't drive through fencing, no.
But what if I want to try?
There's nothing but hardship past these guardrails.
But is this path really a true choice?
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to finish. Yeah.
No, you're good. But is this path really a true choice with the guardrails up?
Diceman21, hello, welcome to the stream. Of course it is. They're there for your own good.
And what if I don't want that?
That, my dear, isn't how it works. You'd be refusing a future of stability, a future of happiness.
My happiness?
I'll do like a whole introduction for myself later, because
Yeah, all good, Hylian.
yeah, because I believe most people on Twitch know me as that was my role.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot that's me.
I'll probably,
I bet.
introduce myself.
Yeah, you're good.
So I mean, it's not like I'm looking for a career in voice acting. I just enjoy doing it because
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah. He vanishes. Is it my happiness? I call out to the void, louder this time. If not mine, then whose?
Real life video
The frame-
continues to happen. Sorry.
The frame grows. The frame glows brighter, as if to give me an answer. Then he returns.
It doesn't matter. It becomes yours with time.
But what after?
That doesn't matter either. It'll be enough.
Will it? He can see the gears turning in my head. The millions of futures and the millions more decisions playing out. Maybe, just maybe, their love.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it'll be enough. A sinking feeling of dread bleeds through me. But maybe it won't. This doesn't feel right. I can't do this. The framed glow dims once again. Then it snuffs out completely. Startled, I let the future, that future, slip from my paws. I stumbled backwards. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Did I? Am I lying to myself? Who am I even apologizing to? Although, that's it then? I'm free?
Far from it. Just look at yourself.
One blink later, I'm faced with my own reflection. He's so hollow. Frightened, I take a step back. Right on cue, a disdainful chuckle rings in throughout my head. I feel the laugh vibrate throughout my skull. It hurts.
How silly of you. This is inevitable, Rofi. You can't run from this. Not without shame, disappointment, loneliness.
I squeeze my eyes shut and shake my head. Stop!
Look at him. Look at the smile he wears.
Stop it!
He's happy.
An unseen power forces my eyes open, and I stare at myself in the mirror. Is it his happiness? Is it his happiness, or is it borrowed? I don't want this.
And you're sure about that?
I'm sure. My voice comes out shaky, betraying me.
And you're comfortable, then, with the emptiness.
I can find something else.
It's awfully cold outside. Once you get yourself thrown out, you won't have much time.
I will find something else.
There's no going back on this.
I raise my own voice as if to chase the other voice away. So I won't!
Always the optimist.
Get out of my head!
Oh!
I jump backwards, heart sinking. Just like that, the last of the light is gone from my surroundings. I can only make out wisps of smoke now, dancing further and further away. Only then I notice how hard I'm breathing. Hello? No response. Is anyone there? The void doesn't answer back. Of course it doesn't. The cold begins to seep back in. And whose fault was that? I'm an idiot. I didn't think this through. I feel tears start to well up. Then another chilly gust sweeps past me, a reminder of my predicament. I need to keep moving. I take a moment to regain my breath. I wipe my paws against my... I wipe my paws across my eyes, drying them. Now is not the time to wallow. I clear my throat, then call out to the darkness once more. So you'll just watch me freeze to death here? Silence. I look down at the shattered glass in front of me. He was right. There's no going back on this. I remember the other gift in my pocket and reach for it. A matchbox with a single match.
What?
It's hardly enough to keep me warm, so I let it fall back into my pocket. I turn around, out of options. I can't stay here forever. Onwards it is. I fold my arms, every breath releasing a cloud of steam. I wonder, if I froze out here, would anyone come? Would anyone even find me? I wander in the frosty darkness for a while. Then I sit. I sit and think. I don't get to do this. I don't get to do this often, but now seems like the perfect time. I put my head in my arms. I'm so cold.
Let me go bleed my blue lightsaber crystal to red BRB. That was Ghost Rofi. Just saying.
I just need someone, something, anything warm. Even if it's not forever. As if the void could hear me, I'm blasted with a wave of overwhelming heat. I look up and open my eyes, scrambling back. No voice. No incorporeal body.
It's Aiden!
Just a simple lit table.
Oh my gosh, alright, we got some... Okay, I seen that other person before. There's the Bayou t-shirt. That's Aiden in the big frame there. I think that's Hunter on the frame there. What? And then we got, oh, Ace flag. Ace represents. We got a trans flag and a gay flag. Okay.
Curious, I stand up and approach it. On the tablecloth, I see little trinkets and photos sprinkled about. So many futures, so many chances. Every one flickering bravely in the dark. Little chunks of glowing coal on their own. But in harmony, providing the comfort of a roaring fireplace. I do what feels natural in the moment, wrapping each and every ember in my fur. I exhale, resting my head on the altar as I hold its decorations close. The last of the frost leaves my soul. My eyes begin to water. The heat starts to become too much to bear, but I cling to the table anyway. Like a parched traveler finding an oasis. I had almost forgotten what love felt like. Then a searing iciness brushes over my shoulder. I gasp for the breath I just let out.
This here makes for a sorry comparison.
I tense up, bringing the decorations closer to my fur in defiance.
Yep.
I thought you left like I asked.
I couldn't bear to watch you waste your life like this.
Don't pretend like you care.
Well, it's pathetic, really. This sad little bundle of embers. See how they each amount to nothing? Ghost Rofi, what are you doing?
I look up. But together they protect me just as well.
Yet they're still nothing compared to what you threw away. Take a closer look.
I withdraw a little, setting the items back down before picking up one of the frames.
Okay, I honestly think I might be correct on this assumption, but I think Ghost Rofi is like a voice inside his mind. It only makes sense.
I'm I'm flooded, first by realization, then by guilt.
How did this turn out for you?
don't have much to say.
Do you really think his love was worth anything near theirs? Wait, were Hunter and Rofi a thing? Okay. Because it certainly didn't seem that way those years ago.
A familiar dread starts to creep back. The lit frame in my paw flickers, like a light bulb on its last life. Then it goes dark and cold. Excuse me. I look to the altar still brimming with life. But there are still so many opportunities.
And what makes you think that any of them will be any different?
I reach out for the next frame, but before I can touch it, it goes dark. Smoke, once again. Stop that. I try to act faster, grabbing another frame.
Oh.
It grows weakly as I touch it, then goes out. Please stop doing that. Like dominoes, each part of the altar begins to dim, until every bit of color drains off the table into nothingness. Nothing left but the bitter cold. As if to mock me, he appears again with a smirk.
I didn't do anything. You failed. You chose this for yourself.
So you're just gonna let me freeze here then?
You're letting yourself freeze. Luckily for you, you're not out of options yet.
I remember now, reaching for my pocket again. Then I take one look at the table next to me, realizing you're cruel.
I'm not forcing you to do anything, but it's you or them.
I divert my gaze to the lifeless table again. I'm not gonna do that. I turn back around and he's gone. So I sit down once more, leaning against the altar. I can weather this, I think. I hope. Minutes pass. Hours. Days. Can't even tell how long I've been here. I can barely feel my arms and legs, the frost setting more aggressively than before. If I do something soon, I'm really out of options, aren't I? It's felt like millennia since I've heard the voice. But he's right. I put myself in this situation, so I need to get myself out of it. I pick up the matchbox, carefully extracting a single match.
No, Rofi.
As I strike it, I glance one more time at the photos. All those happy possibilities. There's no going back. It's just like you said. No response. It truly feels like I'm talking to the void now. I close my eyes, squeezing them tight, as if I could shut out what I'm about to do. As soon as the flame meets the first picture, I feel the gnawing cold bleed off my fur. The fire begins to spread from frame to frame. As the table burns brightly, I sink to the ground, huddling close to stay warm.
Bask in the warmth. Bask in the warmth. What the heck?
The heat feels so nice I can just break down and cry. The fire crackles merrily. The only sound left is in the whole universe. Please. Please burn just a little while longer.
Please.
I start to regain control of my frigid body as the last of the blaze extinguishes. Forward. I just have to move forward. I can't let the memories cloud my thoughts. I don't have time for that if I want to survive. I pick myself up looking at the ruins around me. They can't help me anymore. Then, with a breath, I take the first step forward.
Oh my.
I stride slowly, each step taken with a cruel finality as I distance myself from what could have been. I barely notice the tears running down and off my cheeks. The ripples they make, a feeble effort at reaching back to what's already done. What I've already done. There's no going back.
My God. What did I just witness? Oh. I wake, not with a jolt, but with a slow, halting shift. My filmy eyes cracking open, the shadowed structure of Rofi's room forming once again around me. No broken glass, no blood, just a stiff and choking silence. And the faintest hint of smoke. My injured paw twinges slightly. I raise a paw to my face to rub my eyes, only then realizing how damp my cheek fur is. My paws meet the mattress, sheets just slightly stained with tears, probably mine. A sense of gentle dread pulls me back under the covers, but I resist. It's still dark outside. I shuffle for my phone, my joints popping and crackling softly. Not quite 5 a.m. I shiver, suddenly racked by chills. Rofi must have moved while we slept. He now lays with his back to me, fuzzy shoulders rising and falling rhythmically. Last night I would have pressed myself against him, arms encircling his torso, cradling his warmth next to mine. Now I am hesitant. Hesitant to strike another match. Still so frightened even after all these years. The timid animal inside me triumphs just like it always does. I rise silently, with only the slightest rustle of sheets, and gather up my things. I slip my jacket over my bare arms, cold in comfort and a poor replacement. But safe, endlessly safe. A poor replacement. I look back one last time before I slip into the hallway. The gentle rise and fall of Rofi's shoulders seem to have stopped. Is he awake? Awake and holding his breath? Waiting to see what I'll do? I cross the threshold and shut the door as quiet with as quiet a click as I can manage. There'll be no more sleep for me tonight, so that means it's time for coffee! I pad down the stairs heading for the kitchen. I can hear the wind howling insistently outside. The windows are all covered and the snow seems to have picked up since yesterday. As I approach the kitchen, I notice the lights are on. Someone else must be awake already, too. I weigh the odds of seeing someone else against getting my coffee, and the coffee wins out. I had a feeling it was Theo, just saying. Hylian, you still driving? Oh, Hylian's not
He's
here.
actually not here.
Okay, I'll do Theo for the time being. I've never done Theo before. Yeah, I'll do that. It's Theo, sitting in his usual spot. The fox is tapping aggressively at his phone, eyebrows furrowed and a full mug getting cold in front of him. His eyes flick up to me in a brief hello before falling back to the phone screen. That's not like him. Something must be up. I was kind of planning on getting my coffee and leaving, but I should probably see what's troubling him. Morning, Theo. Everything alright? He continues hammering at the screen, offering nothing further. Though his voice, what little I've heard of it, is flat and controlled, his entire body is tense like a rubber band pulled taut. I can't quite place whether this is lingering stress from yesterday or a result of some new crisis, or maybe this is what he's usually like, and the cheerful veneer I've grown used to has been a facade. Maybe a mix of all three. I make my way slowly over to the coffee machine. I find myself almost tiptoeing, not wanting to disturb whatever he's doing. The gurgling coffee pot seems to take days to fill. Finally, with a steaming mug in hand, I settle down on what has become my seat. We sit quietly for some time. I sip my coffee, he ignores his. Right when I decide to break the silence, he speaks, his voice hard and flinty. I have a struggle to keep myself from flinching. I think Diana, the old ewe in number 27, is still in her apartment. Oh. The table falls silent again, save for Theo's frenzied tapping. Are you talking to her now? No. If she even has a cell phone, it would be dead by now. I'm talking to the effing Robinsons in number 30. The venom in his voice surprises me. It jumps out for only an instant before he tucks it neatly away again. Are they? Across the street from her? Yes. Another long moment of silence. Theo breaks it by setting his phone firmly down on the table, face down. He looks right in my eyes, and I suddenly see the barely contained fury, the panic, seemingly mere moments from breaking loose. They won't agree to let her stay with them. That woman is only almost 90 years old. She is tiny and rail thin. If she stays in that house much longer, it's gonna kill her. Well, I try to keep my voice from shaking. I know his anger isn't directed at me, but I feel flattened by it all the same. Maybe we should pay her a visit and see if she's alright. She's not. I went over there earlier today and banged on the door and all the windows until she answered. She said she wasn't leaving the house until she knew she had somewhere else to go. Only now do I notice the coat draped over the back of his chair and the melted snows still clinging to his fur in patches. How long has he been awake? When I don't immediately reply, he snatches up his phone again and resumes tapping with a renewed ferocity. Think, Leo, you've got to say something. I don't know if you've already done this, but you could call the Robinsons, instead of texting, maybe hearing your... Theo shakes his head jerkily, no longer able to contain the anger in his voice.
God, please tell me I'm not late.
Oh, you're just in time. We just did the dream. I'll give you... I think I can, bring up the gallery real quick.
So what exactly did I miss?
So basically, Rofi's dream is that he was going through memories of his... Oh,
so just going to the...
Yeah, Leo just woke up, and now he's talking with Theo. Theo's mad about, apparently, one of his neighbors. Apparently, it's a 90-year-old person stuck in their house, and the neighbors across the street from her are not wanting to take her in, and he's mad about that. And then this is Rofi's demon, aka Ghost Rofi. And then... Yep, and there's Aiden on the pride photo there. And apparently, Hunter and Rofi might have been a thing? I don't know.
Wait, hang on. That's the gay flag, isn't it?
That was a pride... Well, that's pan... Hunter, that's a pan flag. That's ace, gay, trans.
Yeah.
Then that...
It's a trans flag.
Then the other character is bi. Yep. And then... Gesundheit.
Ugh.
Then there's...
Poor Rofi.
Yep. Anyways.
He's having it rough, ain't he?
Yeah, anyways.
Do that. Yeah. Do you, okay, so, let's see. If I do that, I won't be able to stop myself from yelling at them.
I believe him. From his expression, it feels like he's about to yell at me instead. Well, maybe they need to be yelled at a little bit. Maybe they deserve it.
No.
The volume of his voice rises, then
No.
the tone sharpening to a lethal point.
I know Tom Robinson. I know what kind of person he is. That would only make him double down. In fact, that's exactly in what he's waiting for. The moment I start shouting at him, he'll take it as proof that he was right all along.
Theo begins to tap his foot loudly on the floor with such force that the table begins to shiver slightly. I rack my brain, trying to think of something else to suggest. I want him help, but I don't want to make him more upset. Well, what if we brought her here? I mean, I don't want to invite people to your house without permission, but... Oh... Theo raises a paw and cuts me off sharply.
You don't understand!
I physically shrink into my chair, eyes dropping deep into my steaming coffee. Yeah.
Even on her best day, I'm sure we could get her up the street. Not with this much snow. And she's been staying in this fucking house for 3 days!
He's shouting now.
The Robinsons live across the goddamn street. Given her condition, it would give me a nice miracle. It would be a miracle if it could even get her there. And they will open the freaking door!
Oh, on the last word, he slams the table with a paw, and some lukewarm coffee splashes out of the forgotten mug. The room is very silent now. The kind of silence that only makes itself known after shattering noise. Theo's gaze shifts down to his brown, splattered paw. His expression curdles into a mix of emotions I can't quite place. I worry if I open my mouth, even to breathe, I might cry. But I have to say something. Oh.
Theo, why don't you let me talk to them?
His voice almost makes me jump. A torrent of guilt spikes through me, though I'm not fully sure why. Rofi stands in the doorway to the kitchen, tucked once again in his red sweater, fur messed up and spiky from sleep.
Persuasion is one of the first things you learn working in the emergency department.
Serious Rofi is back in full force, face and thin, tight lines, eyes full of calculations.
If they hear the same thing from multiple neighbors, it might convince them.
I turn back to Theo, holding my breath. I finally find my voice. You look like you've been worrying about this all night. Let us take care of things from here, okay?
Theo, you're clearly exhausted. We'll let you know as soon as we have a plan, okay? We're gonna get her out of there, I promise.
The moment that passes is one of the longest and quietest of my life.
Okay.
The word comes out as a sigh, some of the tension escaping along with his breath.
I'll leave it to you two.
He slides the phone across the table towards me, touching it gingerly, as if it were a mildly dangerous animal.
We'll keep you updated, Theo. Please, take a moment to rest.
The fox nods once and heads towards the door, swaying slightly. He stops briefly in the doorframe and turns back to us, eyes not quite meeting ours.
The code is 061710. Thanks, you two. Really appreciate it.
And then he is gone. It's just me and Rofi in the kitchen. I find myself avoiding his gaze and pondering a familiar question. Are you mad at me?
Guess we can't just have a quiet morning around here, huh?
No, apparently not. His voice is soft and welcoming, if rough from sleep.
I figured you might be down here getting water or something. But then I heard Theo from the stairwell.
Yeah, I was planning on getting some coffee and coming back up, but... Was I? Is that true?
But duty calls, right?
Right. I can feel his eyes searching me, assessing my condition.
I can do most of the talking if you'd like.
I would appreciate that. Honestly, my nerves were so frayed from the dream, and Theo's outburst certainly hadn't helped. Rofi finds a text conversation with the Robinsons and hits the call button. He puts it on speaker and sets the phone back down on the table. It rings and rings until they finally answer. I think I'll do
Don't know
it.
who it is, so...
I'll just do it for now. Yes? Oh, it's a gruff male voice, halfway to anger already. Oh, okay. Too bad, yeah, I think you can do. That's Tom Robinson.
Good morning, sir. This is Rofi and Leo, two of your neighbors calling from Theo's phone.
Rofi's voice is clean, clipped, and professional. He's clearly done this many times.
I know you and Theo have been in touch regarding the woman in number 27.
He waits for a response.
We have, yes.
Grudging, non-committal, and approaching annoyed.
Excellent. I hope you'll pardon my interrupting your text conversation, but as a trained emergency responder at our local ED, I thought I'd step in and give my opinion. A physician assistant's opinion.
He lets the last few sentences hang in the air for just a moment before continuing.
As I'm sure you're aware, the temperature outside is well below freezing, even without wind chill. Number 27 has been without electricity for 3 days now. Realistically, the temperature inside that apartment is likely approaching the temperature outside. The woman inside is at high risk for hypothermia and frostbite at the very least. At worst, she may not survive another day. With all this in mind, I would like to ask you a favor. Would you be willing to let her stay with you for a few days until the power comes back on?
Static.
I understand that Theo had already asked you this favor, but I felt it might help to hear it again from a medical professional.
He stresses the last two words, arms now crossed tightly over his chest.
Wait, is she really as bad as all that?
Annoyance again, tinged with what could be concern. Rofi rolls his eyes sharply, but his voice remains steady.
Yes, sir, I'm afraid so. I have performed many death exams in the emergency department, and I would prefer not have to do that if we check in on her tomorrow, and she's still at her place.
I think of Rofi leaning over her stiff, frozen body, still propped upright in a chair. My stomach drops out from under me. Thought of Rofi touching a corpse feels somehow wrong. Something so warm and something so terribly cold.
Not to mention the possible legal fallout. Excuse me, let me start over. Not to mention the possible legal fallout between her family and any individuals involved. We see lots of that in the ER too. Legal battles that extend months on end, even if one party is clearly in the right.
More staticky silence.
Well, all right. If you think that it's necessary,
The most reluctant acceptance I've ever heard in my life.
my first had to time to tidy up. So.
Oh, that's quite alright, sir.
Rofi cuts him off and begins rattling off a list.
As long as there is somewhere comfortable for her to sit, and some blankets to wrap her in, as I'm sure she'll be cold, perhaps a warm drink. If you have a fireplace and it isn't already on, I suggest lighting it.
But hold on, no,
We'll start preparing to head over to number 7 right now. I'll be in touch with you if we need anything else. Please do remember that time is of the essence here.
Well, at least tell me you're expecting to bring her over.
Like I just said, sir, we'll be there as soon as possible, likely within the hour. Please do your best to be ready for us. Now, before I hang up, do you have any other questions regarding preparations for her care?
No, I suppose not.
Alright, good. We'll see you soon, sir. Thank you.
Rofi hangs up the call with a decisive motion and sighs deeply, rubbing both of his eyes with both of his paws. Wow. Rofi, that was seriously impressive. He laughs a bit wryly without uncovering his eyes.
Aww.
Practice. Alright. We better start getting ready.
Right.
Never seen Rofi being this professional. It's incredible.
I take one last fortifying swig of my coffee and stand.
I think I'll start waking the others. We might need all hands on deck for this one.
Sounds like a plan. I'll go update Theo.
Great. Grab your warmest clothes and we'll meet at the front door in 5.
I nod and I walk briskly back to the living room. I find Theo sitting on the couch by the fire, leaning forward, paws clasped in front of him. Theo, good news. They agreed.
That easy, huh?
Get.
Guess they all had to. All they had to do was wear it from someone else besides me.
Well, Rofi is a PA. He knows how to handle situations like these.
What is PA exactly?
Physician's assistant.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Theo hesitates, then nods, his expression softening somewhat.
Fair enough. That's good to hear. That's good that he's here then.
Let's help Rofi wake the others, and then we can head out. With only the slightest bit of difficulty, we get everybody out of bed and downstairs in just a few minutes. The mood is muted due to the early hour, but tightly focused. All of us are clearly ready to do what needs to be done.
Okay, everyone. Okay, everyone have your phones fully charged at least?
We all nod.
I'm guessing and we'll need shovels once we get there. I have you two sitting outside. They're plastic, but the middle ones are all in the garage and we don't have time to dig them out. So what exactly happened?
So basically there's this old lady that's in number 27. She's been out without power for 3 days, and Theo was trying to text the Robinsons to find her a place to stay because she's 90 years old. So all right, I'll do Hunter. I have a metal one at my place, and
so do I. Great. You two fetch those. Stick together. You never know what could happen in weather like this. Meet us at 27 as soon as you can.
got it.
Got it. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Sure. I mixed up Hunter and Artemis. Oops.
Yeah. Theo nods once again and opens the door, ushering us into the bitterly blasting wind.
Damn.
It feels colder than ever before. As I take
Look
the
at
door,
place.
as I took the door from Theo to let everybody out, I see Ollie shiver and pull his coat tighter around himself. Hunter gives me a smile and a nod, taking the door in turn from me. We file out onto what we think is the covered sidewalk. Artemis and Hunter head immediately for their houses, and Theo and I grab the shovels laying right next to the porch. The sheer volume of snow is almost unbelievable. Theo and Hunter's shoveling from their previous day is basically unnoticeable. When I beheld it all 3 days ago, I felt wonder. Now I only feel fear and apprehension. The fierce wind whips the snow into uneven piles. Paths close to walls are the worst, with miniature hills heaped halfway up the sides of the houses. Cars unfortunate enough to be left out on the street are almost completely hidden. Vague shapes and expanse of white, punctuated by a side mirror of reflection off an exposed headlight. Nobody will driving anywhere for quite a while. We trudge along in a single file, Theo at the vanguard, the rest of us following the path he makes. He does his best to pick the shallowest paths where the snow is only knee-high at most. Finally, we arrive at number 27, the wind tearing at our coats. Theo gestures towards the narrow passage, leading to the backyard of the house. He shouts to make himself heard over the tempest.
Her apartment is back there! She lives in the back half of the house, and the folks are in the front of the town!
So we can't go through the front?
Theo shakes his head.
I already tried! Her door's in the backyard!
Ah, this is going to be trickier than I thought. Not only do the snow piles constrict the already narrowed passageway, but the uphill entrance to the said pathway is mostly blocked by a submerged car. How the frick are we gonna do this? Theo's head and ears start swiveling back and forth, taking in the scene. I can almost hear the gears turning in his brain. He gestures for all of us to huddle up.
Okay. She can't walk in this. She'll never get down on the driveway, let alone cross the street. I'll have to carry her out, but I don't want to risk that until we've cleared the path a little.
Theo's eyes flick to the house and then to Rofi.
Rofi, I think you better be the one who took the check on her. I'll come with you to make sure she opens up. But after that, I'm leaving her to you, okay?
Okay.
His voice is steady, but I've known him too long to be fooled. Rofi is incredibly nervous, almost sweating despite the cold.
Good. I'm counting on you, Rofi.
I know.
After a long moment of eye contact, Theo turns to me and Ollie.
You two start shoveling. We'll need to get as much driveway cleared as possible. If we can get her keys and get the car out of the way, that's even better. Even if we have to put it in neutral and push it, every bit of space helps.
I nod, glad to receive clear, direct instructions.
Tell the other two to plan once they get there. Have them start clearing a path across the street to the Robinsons. Once I get you inside, Rofi, I'll be getting across the street as well. I'll make sure Tom has everything ready. Maybe I can even get him to get him off his ass to help shovel, though I doubt it. As soon as you clear it enough for good enough pass, I'm carrying her out, no matter what she says. Everyone clear on the jobs?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Rofi doesn't sound quite sure. Yes.
Let's get started. Clock's ticking, everyone.
Ollie and I immediately dig into the driveway, but I keep one eye focused on Theo and Rofi. The two of them sidle around the car, Theo doing his best to clear a path through the small space between it and the house. Rofi looks back at me once, then turns away when he realizes I'm already looking at him. They vanish into the backyard, then I turn my full attention to shoveling. Despite his aversion to the cold, Ollie is good with a shovel, clearly an old hand at this. He and I managed to clear most of the bottom half of the driveway when Artemis and Hunter arrived, carrying stout metal shovels on their shoulders. Where are we dropping, boys?
You did not just say that.
Theo needs us to clear the driveway so we can maybe move the car, and then a decent path across the street to number 30. I indicate the well-lit house across the street. He's gonna carry her out, so... say no more! Hunter immediately takes to shoveling with enthusiasm, and Artemis quickly follows, cutting efficiently across the snow-choked street. At that moment, Theo reemerges from behind the car and begins to make his way to number 30, pausing only to slap Hunter on the back and give Artemis a nod. I feel a tug on my sleeve.
Hey, Leo? I don't want to tell you what to do, but if you wanted to go inside and help Rofi, the three of us have it covered out here.
I blink, surprised shovel halfway stuck in the snow.
It's just... I could tell he was pretty nervous about having to handle her alone. And you kept looking at him, so I figured...
I mean, honestly, yes. The moment Ollie offered me the possibility, it became the only thing I wanted. Are you sure you'll be alright, just the three of you?
We're better off out here than he is in there. I think he could use another set of paws at the very least.
I heave into the last heap of snow off to the side and jam my shovel upright into it. Thanks, Ollie.
Of course, just go.
With one more thankful nod, I start trudging towards the house. All of a sudden, the urgency hiding just below the surface breaks through, and I find myself almost racing through the snowbanks and through the rickety old gate. There's the door, just ahead. I turn the handle with an unwelcoming squeak and force my way inside.
Oh no.
The combined stench of cigarettes and mildew hits me like a wall. Deep breaths, Leo. I swallowed a bundle of hacking, smoke-choked coughs. Okay, maybe the shallow breaths are best. I make my way through the small entryway and into the living room. As I enter, a gruff, hoarse voice greets me. I think this might be, the old lady. Unless this might... Hang on. Pika, you wanna do...
Let's see.
Let's just see what they look like. Let's... Whoa. Oh, yeah. Yep. Pika, you wanna do her?
I can try.
If only Fen were here, he could give her the old bag voice.
Wendy Old Bag voice? I never even heard his Wendy Old Bag voice.
It's good. I spot the two of them immediately, although it would be a more serious... I'm assuming it would be a more serious, because, you know, Old Bag's just, she's just silly. I spot the two of them immediately. The old woman glares at me from her ancient armchair. Then, pale and trembling, one milky eye staring off past me into forever. Rofi turns to me with something approaching full-blown panic, contained only by his professional demeanor.
Diana, this is my friend Leo. He's here to help. In fact, he arrived just in time.
Okay, you know what? Actually, Sinbad, wanna try and do her, actually? This is gonna be 3 of us. If you can do a good old...
Not that good doing old voices,
Alright.
old lady voices, sorry.
Alright,
Tried before and it actually was
Yeah.
hurting my throat.
alright.
So.
Pika, you wanna try?
More help? Not sure how much more help I can take right about now. I promise we're doing our best to get you somewhere warm. Your best, huh?
She laughs. A sound like marble on a cheese grater.
Leo, can I talk with you for a moment? Listen here, pup. If you're going to talk about me, you might as well do it right in front of me.
I'm glad I came in when I did. The vibes in here are absolutely rancid. Somehow maintaining this calm, Rofi turns fully to me.
I'm very concerned for her. She's been sitting here drinking for days.
The old woman scoffs loudly, interrupting him. Rofi presses on.
Just go.
I was just in the middle of speaking to her when... Diana, do you mind showing Leo here your hand?
She has what is
Alzheimer's?
that disease again with the hands shaking?
I think it might be Alzheimer's. I don't know. She removes her thin arm from her pocket.
You still worried about this?
Her bony hand jerks rhythmically, back and forth, back and forth.
This started happening.
She stuffs her jittery hand back out of sight with a dismissive huff.
I don't know if this is a
Parkinson's.
tremor, some kind of weird Parkinson's thing, or
I realize that my question falls on deaf ears. The dog is clearly deep in thought. As I observe his expression, echoes of my incident yesterday sent a chill through my spine and down to my foot paw. Rofi?
yes? Yes, sorry.
He turns back to address the frail lady.
Diana, has this kind of movement ever happened before? What, like in my life? Hell, I've probably lived 4 times as long as you. You expect me to remember everything?
Without missing a beat, Rofi continues his line of questioning, trying to specify.
Have you ever noticed your arm shaking like this? Maybe you were diagnosed with some movement disorder at some point in your life?
She ignores him, her shaking hand now occupied with digging around underneath the chair cushion.
Diana, I need you to work with me. Do you have any medical conditions that you are aware of?
She conjures a beaten up old flask from the chair and knocks it back before tossing it onto the floor. Empty. Rofi keeps his eyes on her, unaffected by her behavior.
I've got diabetes.
Diabetes.
Okay, anything else? No.
Rofi nods and pulls me aside.
I really doubt her medical history is that clean, but we'll work with what we have. I think this could be some kind of diabetic exacerbation, especially if all she's been consuming is alcohol. But I'm still hopeful it's just a benign movement disorder. Or then again, it could be more sinister, maybe medication induced. I'd need to see what she's taking. Actually, now that I think about it, if she's been drinking a while, it could also be some sort of acute liver issue, like hepatic encephalitis.
Hepatic encephalitis.
But then, if that were the case, the asterixis would present bilaterally.
I give him a blank stare as he trails off. Okay, what's the plan?
Sorry, I'll try to curb the jargon. I think the first step here is to get a blood glucose level. It'll be quick and will help me rule out causes of what's happening.
Rofi looks at me, seemingly expecting a response. I blink back at him, thoroughly unsure of what to say. Sure, that sounds good to me. You're the doctor here, after all. The moment the words leave my mouth, I regret it. Rofi visibly flinches, and the old woman scoffs again, inserting herself into the conversation like a knife through flesh.
Oh, jeez.
No, he is not. He was very clear about that when he walked in.
She raises the pitch of her voice, poorly miming the dog.
Oh no, ma'am. I'm just a physician's assistant. Great. Even here on my supposed deathbed, I can't get a real doctor. How old are you anyway? 26, but that shouldn't matter to you. You don't look any older than 20, and they gave you a medical degree?
The dog exhales, clearly trying to let her words roll off his fur before just directing his attention back to me.
She has diabetes, so she should have a monitor and needles lying around. Would you be okay to start looking for those things?
Yeah, I think so. What does the monitor look like? Rofi pulls out his phone and shows me a few images.
I'm honestly amazed she's this lucid.
Diana calls from the couch.
I'm old, but not deaf. They not teach you manners in medical school?
Rofi winces but doesn't take the bait.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and look for those supplies? I'll try to continue my workup.
We both turn to face her. Right as we prepare to split off, he freezes. It doesn't take long for me to figure out why. In a few minutes, we take our eyes off Diana, the jerking movement spread to her arm. We look at each other and I see a new emotion in his eyes. Fear.
Diana?
His voice breaks. Rofi clears his throat and then tries again.
Diana, it looks like the movements are progressing of your arm. Is it okay if I try to press them? Knock yourself out.
I think she's starting to shiver.
If I don't knock you out first.
Her immediate sense surprises me. Maybe she's finally starting to realize the gravity of her situation. Rofi kneels next to her and presses his paws down against her arm, but the tremors don't stop. He tries for a few more seconds, then gets back up.
Diana, can you still hear me?
All she does is glare at him, but she clearly can. Rofi and I make eye contact again. I can start to see panic set in.
Leo, I think she might be having a focal seizure.
Local seizure?
It's a kind of seizure that can start in one place and spread to the rest of your body. I need you to grab that glucose monitor and...
As if it couldn't get any more chaotic, Theo interrupts the disaster in motion by banging the door open and clomping inside. His eyes are steely and wild and his hackles are clearly raised.
Alright, are you ready to go? Are we ready to go?
His voice has a harsh, husky quality to it, as if he just finished yelling. He takes a quick look at the scene and the old woman, and still in her slippers, and realizes that we are not, in fact, not ready to go. His brow furrows more deeply.
What's the problem?
Rofi speaks in a low voice, so I can't tell if it's to keep Diana out of the loop or try and calm Theo.
Theo, Theodore, who is this child? You said he was a doctor.
So much for keeping her out of the loop.
No, I didn't. I said he was like a doctor.
Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, Jalen with the rate of 19!
Hey, Jalen!
Brought to you by Slap Juice. What's the context of that? Anyways, welcome on in. For those of you who do not know me, I am DJ Foxy. hardstyle DJ, content creator extraordinaire. Tonight we are playing Promises to Keep, the best furry visual novel in the world. This is the latest update. I am joined by Pika and Sinbad, providing voices. This is for the characters. Yeah, oh, there was a Fort. Yes, you were playing Fortnite. Okay.
I hate that so much.
Yeah, but what's the context of the slap juice? Is that like a joke that was going on in the stream?
Probably, yeah.
I'd
Wait, no,
imagine
it was
so.
because like a couple of streams ago, I believe.
Yeah. Theo ignores her and turns to Rofi again, taking another step into the room, tracking huge piles of snow on the ancient carpet.
Rofi, what's going on? The Robinsons are ready.
Theo's tone catches me off guard, as it clearly does the same to Rofi. The dog starts stumbling over his words, gesturing alternately at himself, me, and Diana. Oh yeah, Pika, I still have mod privileges. Can you? Oh wait, no, the shout-out command doesn't work unless you're affiliate. Okay, but please do give Jalen a follow if you can. He's a great creator. Oh, it's just a thing in Fortnite. Okay.
Oh.
Pika. Pika, your line.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, shoutouts do work. Okay.
I understand that. I'm just trying to get a finger stick because I'm concerned for her.
Is this absolutely necessary? Because we don't have time for anything that isn't absolutely necessary. Tom gave me a dump truck's worth of his crap right now, and I wanted to get her across the street before he changes his mind again.
The ewe pipes up, staunchly refusing to be left out.
What in the hell did you bother Tom for? That rat bastard's always hated me.
Theo ignores her, directing his gaze and his words only at Rofi.
So unless you've got a real reason for the delay, I'm taking her now.
Then another first. Something clicks in Rofi and his voice rings out sharp and deliberate as a scalpel.
Well then, Theo, why don't you tell me why her arm is shaking like that?
He gestures exacerbatedly towards Diana's worsening arm tremor. Theo's eyes flick towards Diana, then back to Rofi.
I am trying to figure the situation out, but I can't when I'm being constantly interrupted.
Alright then.
Theo interrupts.
Figure it out.
Diana, where is your glucose monitor? The one you use to check your sugar for your diabetes?
She eyes Rofi with explicit hostility.
I don't know.
Leo might be a good. I'm just saying right now, Leo has been watching this for a while. He should be looking like right now. He needs to look right now. It's his moment. Leo, now is your time to step in. Do something.
I don't know. Damn thing hardly ever works anyway.
Oh yeah, and thank you, Max, for the follow. Welcome to the Orange Heart Tribe. And hello, Matt. Theo interrupts again, scowling.
Where is it, Diana?
She scowls right back.
Don't you dare barge into my house and take that tone with me.
If I had to guess, it's probably with the rest of...
Sir, it's because...
I had to guess it's probably with the rest of my medical shit in the bathroom or in the kitchen, maybe.
Theo opens his mouth to retort, but Rofi quickly takes the reins back from him.
Okay, Leo, look for her monitor. Theo, I need you to grab anything with sugar in it. Check her fridge for juice. Also, Leo, if she has any sleeping medication, like a benzo, grab that too.
What is...
Diazepam, anything that ends in Pam. It'll be a bottle of pills. They aren't the priority, but I may need them if she doesn't stop seizing. I need everything else now.
Theo interjects, saving me from having to ask any more follow-up questions.
I know what those look like, Leo. I'll look for them.
Rofi just nods, dismissing us both before redirecting his attention to Diana. I'm not used to seeing Theo take a supportive role in a crisis, and from the expression on his face, neither is he. But I'm glad to see him settle into it. Whether he realized it or not, he was making things worse.
Okay, Diana, try and stay awake and focus on my voice. I'm going to ask you a few questions, alright?
The fox brushes past both of us, and I take that as my cue to exit too, leaving the dog to fend for himself with the old sheep. After extricating myself from the scene, I quickly locate and stumble into the bathroom. I throw the medicine cabinet open and, surprisingly, find exactly what I'm looking for. The monitor and a ripped open plastic package labeled finger sticks. In fact, half of the finger sticks spill out into the sink when I open the door, a result of the open package being shoved violently into the overflowing cabinet. Really can't worry about that right now. I make my way back into the living room, Rofi still kneeling and holding Diana's arm as repeatedly as it ceases. Theo's already back, sitting on the floor, clutching a bottle of pills in one paw and several juice boxes in the other. Darn, how fast did Theo move that he beat me back here? Rofi's ear perks up as he hears me re-enter the room.
Good. Pass the supplies here.
He practically snatches the monitor and finger sticks out of my paws and sets them on the floor.
Okay, Diana, I'm gonna take your blood sugar.
He gently grips her non-seizing arm. Just a little
prick, sorry.
She winces as Rofi uses one of the finger stick needles to draw a drop of blood. He carefully holds her arm as he turns around.
Alright, I need the reading strip now.
I freeze, staring at Rofi's outstretched paw. Is he talking to me? He never mentioned reading strips, did he? The dog scans what I brought with him and realizes.
It's not here.
I can see the frustration start to bubble up in him, though he does well to keep it out of his tone.
Leo, go back to where you found the monitor and look for the reading strips. They should be in a package.
His expression, though, isn't as convincing. I didn't think those warm blue eyes were capable of turning cold and hollow as they were right now. Yeah, sorry. I scamper out of the living room again, berating myself for being useless. As I throw the bathroom cabinet open once more, I quickly spot the strips, sitting neatly in a cup a few shelves down from the monitor spot. I extricate the cup, knocking a few more bottles into the already junk-filled sink. Don't have time to worry about that. I hear yelling from the other room, Diana's voice. I grab him and speed back to Rofi, who seems even more frustrated now.
Baby-faced kid who's stabbing me and can't even tell me what's wrong. I'll sue you for this, I swear to God.
Give it a rest, Diana. How many times have you threatened to sue me? I'm still waiting on that summons.
Amazingly, that coaxes out something like a laugh.
Don't get cocky, whelp. I'll see you in court yet for what you did to my boiler.
Rofi takes the strips from me wordlessly, turning back to the angry sheep.
Diana, I'm going to have to re-prick you.
All trace of amusement vanishes.
For fuck's sake, again? All you're doing is sticking needles in my... And I need to do it again, because you yanked your arm away from me and we lost the blood we were going to test.
His voice is slightly raised, patience clearly wearing thin.
Now, if you'd like me to figure out what's going on...
He glares at her.
And not have me stick you a third time, I need you to work with me here.
Diana shoots a venomous look at the dog, but stays quiet. He sets the monitor next to her and then sticks her again.
Okay, stay still.
He quickly captures the drop of blood with the paper strip, then inserts it into the machine. Seconds tick by like eternities, and then... 20.
Hypoglycemic.
Bingo. Hypoglycemic.
Theo, clearly following Rofi more than I am, holds up an open juice box.
There, Diana, drink this.
He holds the straw up to her mouth and she starts sipping it. My eyes can't help but stick to the expiration date printed on the back. 3 months ago. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Can't really worry about that right now either. I mean, 3 months is... I don't think it's too bad unless it's like, you know, like a year, but I'm not a medical professional. Rofi's here, but... The dog explains to us as she finishes the jukebox, arms still shaking aggressively.
Severe low blood sugar can trigger seizure activity in the brain. It's one of the first things we test when a seizure happens because it's easily fixed. And those kinds of seizures tend to respond very quickly to sugar.
He continues holding the sheep's arm.
The movements should start to slow down soon. Diana, are you feeling any better?
Through gritted teeth, she gets out a response.
No.
The juice was expired.
You should have called the damn hospital. I remember you telling me not to. Let's just wait a little while longer. Here, have another juice box. You should start responding soon.
Leo, she probably... All eyes are on Diana now, everyone waiting with bated breath as she finishes the second box. Rofi's eyes are glued to the clock hanging on her wall, with paw still on Diana's seizing arm. Rofi? He doesn't hear me, though we're next to each other. Rofi, what?
Theo, what meds did you grab?
The fox startles, clearly having wandered off into his own thoughts.
It's diazepam.
Dosage?
Theo fiddles with the bottle.
1 milligram. That's not enough!
Give me 2, please.
The dog holds out his paw and receives the medication.
Diana, if your arm keeps shaking for another minute, I'm going to have you take your sleeping medication. It should help, but it'll also make you really drowsy.
Nothing from her, just a look that could freeze lava. The next minute crawls slower than ever, every single tick of the second marked by Rofi's flinty eyes. Then he reaches for more juice, leaving her arm to shake.
Alright, I need to administer this. Diana, can you take these meds?
She reaches out with her good arm and starts to grab the pills.
Wait.
Theo reaches out physically and stops her.
I think they're calming down. Just hold on a moment. Hold on just a moment, Diana.
Rofi freezes, then directs his attention back to her arm. Even to my untrained eye, it looks improved, just a small tremor remains. He makes eye contact with the old you.
Do you feel better, Diana? Are you feeling okay? Sure, maybe. I guess a little.
We remain silent, completely unconvinced.
Yes, alright, yes, I feel better. Good.
Rofi slips the meds back into the bottle with a clatter.
I'm sorry, Theo, you were right. The improvement is marked. Maybe I should take the meds anyway?
I can see her eyeing the bottle.
No, I'd rather not administer them to you if I don't have to. You've been drinking quite a lot.
She bristles, though clearly some of the fight has left her after the episode.
And I've been drinking longer than you've been alive.
Rofi hesitates.
Do you often take these while under the influence? Like I said, I'm not some idiot child. I know my limits.
Diana, you're not helping. Okay, never mind, she's as venomous as ever. Rofi sighs softly and slips the benzos into his pocket.
Okay, well, we can talk about that later. Your seizures seem to have subsided at least.
Theo clears his throat.
In that case, we need to prepare to head out. Robinsons are waiting.
Alright, I'm gonna stay here with you, Diana. What a treat. Leo, can you gather up her medical stuff?
Yeah, I'm on it.
You there, Spotty, hold on a moment.
She snaps at me. Spotty?
There's a beaded purse on my nightstand that I need.
Only if it's small. We can always come back to get whatever else you need later.
I nod at Theo and head out. The old lady's nightstand is a mess of choked ashtrays and moldy old cups. Her purse sits proudly in the center, half open, a mostly empty pack of cigarettes clearly visible inside. Ah, this is why she needed it. Whatever, if it gets her out the door. I grab the bag, more happy than to leave the stinking, cluttered bedroom. When I return to the living room, the other two have already gotten Diana on her slippered feet.
You really don't have any other shoes? Not without holes. It's fine, I have no feeling in my feet anyway.
They'll do. She won't have to set foot in the snow.
What do you mean?
We've been over this, Diana. I'm carrying you.
Like hell you are. You can hardly stand.
Clearly, even Rofi's monumental patience is starting to wear thin.
There's feet of snow out there and a gust of wind that could knock you over. Theo is gonna carry you, and the more you struggle and argue, the more likely he is to drop you. So if you don't want to be dropped, shut your mouth, huh? That's what you're telling me?
She cackles, and for whatever reason, her eyes zeroes in on me.
Do yourself a favor, kid. Don't get old. When you reach my age, you don't got no choices anymore. Doesn't matter what you want. Doesn't matter how you feel. Can't even freeze to death in my own home. No, I'm afraid not.
That's also a callback. Rofi interjects gently.
Not while we're around.
She laughs again.
Well, then you may as well get on with it. Take what's left of my dignity. See if I give a shit.
You always have to be so dramatic, Diana.
She delivers Theo another steel-cutting look.
That's fucking hilarious coming from you, Theodore Donovan. You better not drop me. Or I promise this time I really will see you in court.
That's his full name?
Leo.
Theodore Donovan?
Yep,
Interesting.
Leo, could you get the door for us?
of course. I hold the door open, wind tearing new breath into the musty apartment, as Theo bends down and scoops up the old woman with surprising ease. She must weigh almost nothing.
Here, Theo, right this way. Here, Theo, right this way. I'll try to clear more of a path for you.
Together, we guide Theo around outside and around the house. The driveway is mostly clear, courtesy of Hunter, Artemis, and Ollie, who all start to work twice as hard shoveling when they can see us. I nod once at Ollie and thanks. He smiles. Theo takes every step with diligence and heavy certainty, eyes and limbs locked in tight focus. As he passes me, I sneak a glance at Diana. The old sheep looks smaller than ever, with her slight clothes pulled tightly around her, her one good eye buried in Theo's chest. Eileen's there.
Hey, Hanian.
Her milky right eye stares upward in the yelling dawn. Seeing what? I could not say. At the head of the procession is Rofi, checking every step, leading Theo forward while keeping a close eye on his patient. After a collection of tense forevers, Theo mounts the steps of number 30, and Rofi pulls the door open. Wordlessly, I follow them into the warmth of the house. Theo immediately strides over to a plush sofa and deposits Diana on the cushioned seat. He kneels in front of her, fussing with her jacket and making sure she's comfortable.
There you go, Diana. You've arrived.
He attempts a well-worn smile.
Thank you for flying, Theo. Thank you for flying Theo Airlines.
Terrible in-flight service. Not even a drink menu.
Oh, they're beavers.
They're
Interesting.
otters!
No, they're
There's
beavers.
otters.
They're beavers. Their teeth. Those are. I spot Rofi in what. Oh, they're groundhogs. Same thing though. Same family though. I spot Rofi in what looks like at the kitchen doorway, talking in hushed tones with two groundhogs. The Robinsons, I presume.
Yeah.
Tom looks even angrier in person. A dipped, constantly furrowed brow and a tense, forward-leaning posture, as if at any moment he might lunge. He seems to be barely listening to Rofi, nodding absent-mindedly while keeping his beady eyes fixed on Diana and Theo. The woman standing slightly behind him wears an entirely different demeanor, her entire body tucked tightly inward. Her eyes make constant little circuits of the room, almost as if she were planning to make the best route to escape. I sidle my way over to them, ready to give Rofi support if needed. The dog is fully locked in now, speaking with precise, robotic efficiency.
This is her medical bag. It has everything she needs to monitor her sugar. She just had a hypoglycemic seizure before we brought her over here, so it'd probably be best to keep a close eye on her sugar levels for the next few hours.
Now hold on just a minute.
The husband holds out a paw, taking step forward into Rofi's space.
A seizure? You can't leave her here if she's gonna start seizing again.
Otters of beavers, they're groundhogs.
shouldn't you be calling the hospital? Emergency services? Somebody else?
I intend to, just as soon as I finish briefing you on her condition.
I might as well just use my Bismarck's Phoenix impression for him.
I would absolutely take her. I would absolutely take her to the hospital. If I had any faith, I could actually transport her. Emergency services might be able to get her there, but they are doubtless stretched thin at the moment. She's no longer in immediate danger, so they may not come at all.
Rhoda, Brent, Rofi, when Rofi is kind of in doing his like occupation, because he's a physician's assistant. When he gets into medical stuff, he gets serious, like very serious. He's locked in.
It would be a much worse situation if they got stuck either on the way here or to the hospital.
I can see Tom's brain churning, trying to find holes in Rofi's logic. Sinbad.
Alright, so when she starts convulsing, what exactly do you expect me to do?
Rofi clearly bites back a retort.
She's not likely to, as long as she keeps her sugars up. That's what the monitor and test strips are for. We brought juice as well, though she should probably eat some real food before long. I have no idea when her last meal was.
Well, we've only got so much here. It's not as if we can only go grocery shopping right now.
His wife's eyes flicked over to him, an inscrutable expression on her face. I looked past the three of them into the kitchen, noting an open pantry door with a healthy stockpile of dry and canned food inside.
I understand. We can bring food and other supplies over.
Theo joins us then, ignoring the Robinsons and speaking pointedly to Rofi.
Rofi, she's all settled in. I'm going back to grab some clothes and other things she's asked for, alright?
Okay, great.
Rofi turns back to the couple.
We'll be back to check on her periodically, so...
You're not seriously just going to dump her here and leave, are you?
Tom's voice rises in incredulity. Yeah.
You're the only doctor here!
Diana's laugh cuts from the couch.
No such luck, Tom. No such luck. The pup's an assistant doctor. Possibly just the doc's... Probably just the hands the doc... his tools or something.
Tom turns back to Rofi in indignant disbelief and takes another step forward.
An assistant? Uh-oh.
Well...
Oh no, not this again.
Theo takes a step forward himself, so he and Tom are almost nose to nose. Mrs. Robinson takes a steps backwards, paw flying to her necklace, but the much shorter man stands his ground, staring petulantly up at Theo.
Tom, what fucking difference does this make? Right now, as far as we're concerned, he's the only doctor in the world at the moment. Diana is here, on your couch, so the ball's in your court. If you're not going to kick her out, if you're not going to kick her out in the snow, then you better just shut up and listen to what Rofi tells you.
He turns on his heel.
I'll be back with these clothes.
Before anyone can reply, Theo stomps out the door in front and slams the door.
I don't believe this.
Tom sighs, shaking his head disapprovingly.
He's always been like this, you know. Foul-mouthed and impatient.
Shut your mouth, Tom. We know Theo better than you do. He speaks with he speaks with a wholly practiced tone, somewhere in between false pity and sneering self-satisfaction. It makes me want to punch him. Do it! Rofi exhales quietly and re-enters the conversation.
I wasn't suggesting that we just leave her here. I don't mind staying for a few hours to keep an eye on her sugars. It's probably best to monitor her post-seizure anyway.
Rofi's a braver man than I. He's volunteering to spend any more time in this house than strictly necessary.
I may need an extra paw from time to time, so...
I'll stay too. I interject before thinking, before Tom can even open his mouth. Guess I'm braver than I thought. Rofi turns to me in surprise, and then gratitude and relief.
Please do.
Nurse Leo, reporting in. No one laughs. I briefly consider running into traffic. Then I remember there isn't any.
Ouch! Straight up, like, he walked right into that one, didn't he?
I think he did, yeah.
Yes, I think it makes sense for you to look after her. You know what to do to look for after all.
Rofi and I both stare at him for a long moment, confused by his quick 180. The moment we agreed to do all the work, he trusts Rofi completely. Tom sighs again and turns to his wife for the first time.
I suppose breakfast is in order, huh?
She smiles slightly. I could try. I'm gonna try, Mrs. Robinson. Yes, I suppose it is.
Bring my coffee up to the office if you have a moment. Davis should be awake by now, and I've got to talk to him about that handsome job. Damn, because it's gonna set us back for months.
Having apparently forgotten us, Tom turns and walks out of the room like a star actor leaving the set. Mrs. Robinson waits until his clomping feet finishes climbing the stairs, and a door somewhere in the house clicks shut. Then she turns to us, her voice quiet and gentle. You'll have to excuse me, but breakfast won't make itself. She hesitates, one paw working her pearl necklace like a rosary. Do you boys drink coffee? I can bring you each a cup. Rofi examines her closely for a moment before politely shaking his head.
No, but thank you, ma'am.
Don't worry about us. I add, trying to catch her skittering eyes. You look like you have enough to worry about. Yeah, I think so. We'll be fine. She nods, a quick jerky motion, and gives the same slight smile as before, and quickly steps into the kitchen and out of sight. Only then do I realize that I forgot to ask her name. Rofi and I exchange a look. I can tell we both have a lot on our minds. He opens his mouth as if to start bridging that gap when Diana calls from the couch.
Hey, Spotty, Tofu, help me plug this damn thing in, will ya?
The old sheep is struggling to untangle her phone charger. Duty calls.
And it has a loud, insistent voice.
The next few hours aren't relaxing by any stretch of the imagination, but they pass, thankfully, without further incident. Rofi makes a quick call to EMS, and they tell him exactly what he expected to hear. Since she is currently stable and he is there for her, there's nothing else to be done at the moment. Not with half the city shut down. Dio returns at some point, bearing smoke-smelling bags of clothes and toiletries and the like. He and Rofi speak in quiet, polite tones to one another, not quite meeting each other's eyes. He doesn't stay long. Just existing in this house seems to make him twitch, and the house seems calmer when he's gone. The entire time, despite his serious lack of sleep, Rofi stays awake and focused on Diana. He and I both sit on the floor next to the couch. His eyes stay glued to her arms, as if expecting another seizure to start. I don't fare nearly as well. I fall victim to a number of impromptu naps. Each time I startle awake to find Rofi either right next to me or somewhere else nearby. Checking on Diana, fetching something of her, stretching his legs. The old you spends most of the time on her phone, glaring down as it is if it were an unexpected bill.
Hey, Spotty. What's a 6-letter word for satirical or something that happens contrary to expectations?
I blink groggily at her a few times, not understanding. She's doing a crossword. She must be doing a crossword puzzle? Guess she's gotten over her ordeal. Maybe these kinds of attacks weren't uncommon for her?
Starts with an I.
Ironic.
Huh.
Her eyes wander to the ornate cross on the wall, then to the explicitly welcoming welcome mat. Welcome to our home. She laughs and resumes jabbing at her phone with a bony finger. At some point, Tom's wife brings warm pancakes with strawberries for us and Diana. The sheep takes her plate and starts eating almost immediately, like she had forgotten what food tasted like. Here, I brought extra in case the two of you were hungry. She works at her necklace some more. I hope the berries are alright. They're obviously not in season, so... I'm sure it's all lovely, ma'am. Thank you. I reply quickly, but still struggling to catch her eyes. I'm Leo, by the way, and this is Rofi. Rofi smiles up at her and nods before turning back to his patient. Elizabeth, but you could call me Beth if you like. Welcome to our home. She welcomes us with a complex mix of emotions, genuine yet hesitant and regretful, almost like an apology. Diana doesn't say a word, still focused solely on eating. Thank you very much for letting us, stay here. Beth smiles, a bit wider this time, and drifts back to the kitchen. More time passes. I work on my plate slowly. Rofi barely touches his. Every once in a while, Beth rejoins us in the living room, still timid, but noticeably less so. She even breaks Rofi out of his trance briefly, asking him about the finger sticks and how often Diana's sugar needed to be checked, meticulously copying his instructions in perfect cursive letters. She really does seem to care. In stark and noticeable contrast to her husband. I see nothing more of Tom. Every once in a while I hear snippets of his raised voice, presumably on the phone, talking numbers and logistics and who's in charge, and who's to blame. What's their story like, I wonder? What brought Tom and Beth Robinson together? After eating, my yawns become wider, my dips into sleep more frequent. At some point I feel someone shaking me gently. I blink, letting out a yawn. Looking to my side, I notice Rofi's absence quickly, and then up to see Theo.
Hey, Leo. It's been a number of hours.
Where did Rofi go? I stumble upright, almost stepping on my tail.
Ouch. Don't worry, he's headed back to mine now.
Yeah, I don't think they have I don't think Tom and Beth have a healthy relationship.
Yeah, him and both. Medically cleared Diana and all that.
I glance at the sheep, conked out and snoring softly in her seat, plugged in, phone slipping out of her hands into her lap. Why didn't Rofi wake me? We could have walked back together.
You think you're good to head back too?
I get up and stretch. Yeah, I think so. Thanks for coming to get us, Theo.
Of course. Still looks like it's calmed down for the day. Or at least for now. I can walk with you anyway. Though, if you'd like.
Oh, are you not coming back?
Not yet. I've still got a few things to sort out with other folks before I call it a day.
I raise an eyebrow, but he clarifies.
No one in this house, at least for now.
Alright, in that case, I can make it back on my own. Theo nods after I bundle up again, moves to get to the door. He hesitates, paw on the doorknob, thoughts clearly rolling behind his eyes. Don't worry about it, Theo. It's been a stressful morning for all of us. At least it's over now. Surprise, and then gratitude.
Thank you, Leo. Get back safely, okay?
I smile at him. You too, Theo. Don't stay out too long. The trip back to Theo's house is thankfully uneventful. The fox was right. It feels uncharacteristically calm outside, especially compared to this morning. The landscape was no clearer, but I can make out my destination in the distance. Surprisingly, some of our paw prints from earlier had survived. Before long, I found myself stepping through Theo's front door. Ollie! Pika.
Who's doing that?
Pika's doing Ollie right now. Pika?
Are you there?
Pika?
Oh. Hey! Would you look at that?
Oh, Brent's
here.
Alright, you can. Alright, I'll hand.
Leo,
Yeah, I'll hand out Ollie.
I was wondering when you'd get back.
Brent?
Brent.
Huh? Hold on. Oh, sorry. I'm still looking at the stream. Give me a moment.
You can look at the Discord stream. He's streaming on Discord too.
Oh, was everything all right out there?
He ushers me in as we talk. Yeah, is Rofi back?
Yes, he is.
There we go.
He said he
come on,
was
Pika.
really tired, but nothing much else. He worried me a little, honestly. Did a lot happen when you were in Diana's house?
Yeah, it was pure chaos for a moment. She was yelling, Theo was yelling, and she was having a seizure. I paused, noticing the raptor's concerned eyes. But we got through it, and everyone is okay. He nods. Is he in his room now?
Yes, but I think he might need a little time on his own. That's the vibe I got from him earlier, at least.
I exhale. You'll get your chance soon, Leo.
In the meanwhile, already prepared some food if you're interested in that. Lannis, it's almost yours.
Sure. Beth, Tom's wife, made us some breakfast. But that feels like ages ago now. Alright.
There too.
Oh no, I got 3!
No, I'll do Hunter. I'm doing
Thank
Hunter.
you.
We could get, Jolin can probably go, Artemis, I don't know.
Yeah, Sim, you know- No,
Could be doing who?
you know what? Actually, you know what? Brent, you do Artemis. Pika, you do Ollie. I'll do Hunter and Leo.
Alright.
You guys go ahead.
Yeah, I could do Artemis. I love my Blue Jay.
Good to know.
Both Hunter and Artemis are at the dining table eating when Ollie and I walk in. I elect to withhold details of the events at Diana's house for now. Instead, I allow myself to relax for the first time today, enjoying the company, the laughter. Listening to Artemis and Hunter bicker playfully, I think. But through the chatter, I'm painfully aware of Rofi's absence. It's hard to leave the warm company, especially after the day we all had. But it feels like the right time to go to him. I get up.
God.
Hey guys, I'm gonna make a plate for Rofi and then take it upstairs to him.
I
Yeah.
always love what shocked face Hunter is doing. Just that shocked anime face. Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, I'm sure he's tuckered out and needs a bite. He'd like that. Artemis nods.
Let us know if you need anything, okay?
Ollie clearly reads me like a book. Yeah, of course. Thank you, guys. I quickly heap a collection of food onto an empty plate. Poor dog's probably starving. After the amount of calories it feels adequate for Rofi's appetite, I make my way upstairs.
Damn, I didn't even get to say anything!
Aww.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got the voice of Ollie.
Yeah.
Finally.
I pause outside his door. Should I knock? That's silly. I was literally sleeping here a few hours ago. But... no response. Rofi, I have some food from downstairs. You barely touched your pancakes earlier, so I know you're hungry. Can I come in? Still nothing until I listen closer. Some rustling, and then... the sound of someone crying. No.
No.
Painful, heavy dread weighs me down a good
him!
No.
Probably Tom. Probably Tom and Diana's, insults.
Excuse me while I go. Excuse me while I go down the street and beat the living shit out of Tom.
Darius, I'm not adorable. Shattered glass. Bitter frost. I almost throw to open the door. No! No! No!
This is Hennessy at the highest order. Oh, there you are.
Rofi! Rofi! I freeze at the threshold, not even sure what to do. He doesn't look up, but his chest heaves as he cries, hunched up against his bed frame on the wall. It doesn't even feel like he notices me here. I clatter the plate onto his desk before rushing over to him. Oh, Rofi. I instinctively reach out to hug him, but then... grayscale frames lit up blaze as a last resort. Frick. It's all too much to process at once. I gently slumped over to the floor side by his side. A million different words can claw their way up my throat, but none of them feel right. I keep my mouth shut, and I start to hear him breathe more regularly. He looks up at me, no brave smile to be found. Then he opens his mouth to speak as he gets the last of his sniffles out.
Leo.
My throat feels dry, as if I was just the one just crying. Yeah, Rofi? I'm here. The dog wipes one paw across his face, though his tears have already soaked through his fur.
They were right, weren't they?
I know exactly who he's talking about, but it doesn't feel right to jump to that conclusion just yet. Is this about today? Diana was more than a handful. I know that must have been...
No, not her.
Then, was it Theo? He was kind of harsh to...
Not him either.
Then... Rofi's paws are trembling, damp, matted fur discolored by tears. I can't hold myself back any longer. I reach for his paws with mine. Can I? He nods and I pulled him towards me. resting on my legs. I'm here to listen to you, Rofi. Whatever you have to... Whatever you have to say. Nothing but the sniffling fills the silence. Then finally...
Yo,
Yeah, Rofi?
what does love mean to you?
Boom.
Would be passion for me. Freedom, like all of them, honestly, but mainly
Honestly, same here.
passion.
Passion. I want to go back and do all those other choices too. Passion. That hot feeling you get in your chest.
Oh God, poor Rofi.
I'm.
I got things in my mind now, but I'll go into this. That hot feeling you get in your chest, that pure physical reaction that almost catches you by surprise. That exact emotion can change over time, but it truly never goes away. Like an ever-burning flame. What does love mean to you, Rofi?
Company,
And that's me.
not just the kind that you go out to dinner with in a while to catch up. Catching up with most people is exhausting. It's the people I go to with the little things. I wouldn't text Artemis about the really sweet coffee I just had at the hospital cafe. Or Theo about my tummy hurting after eating too much. My relationships with them just don't work that way. And that isn't to say that there isn't love of some sort there. It's just different.
Different from...
And Dad. They drive me insane. But they...
His voice cracks softly. He looks down at our paws, seemingly startled by the sight before he gently pulling his away from mine. He clears his throat.
They love me in that way. They do want to hear about those things.
But with what strings attached? Being forced to stay the wrong path? Growing your happiness secondhand from someone else's? Echoes from the previous night's dream reverberate loudly in my mind. At what cost? I wince at those words come out. You've seen the flashbacks, so all those those like little...
Yeah, but
those-
I need the text
those-
and everything for it.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No,
This.
it's okay.
Bluebell, yes, give Rofi all the cuddles right now, please. I don't think Leo can do this
I
alone.
will do more than that. I will kill Tom and make it public.
Yep. At face value, it was
Murdering
really...
won't solve
oh.
anything.
At face value, it wasn't.
Oh.
It was really no cost at all.
It's not
To
the
child
solution,
me,
it's the
at
answer.
least. They had everything laid out for me. I just had to check all the boxes off. It was the easiest path, with the least resistance.
Then a chuckle.
Here I am, instead a half-baked healthcare worker on paid vacation. Still working. And almost killing a woman.
Wait, killing her? You saved her! He exhales, closing his eyes.
At the very end, when I almost gave her the sleeping meds. And Theo stopped me because she was starting to look better. I wasn't thinking straight. Sleeping meds and alcohol both suppress the body's drive to breathe. And in an older person, they could stop your breathing altogether.
My brother would understand that 100% because he's a former elder care person. Now he's basically going to be going into the pharmaceutical area. He's actually studying as we speak.
But
My
you
sister's in medical. My sister's a medical assistant, so yeah.
Holy crap! So she would know how. She probably would know how Rofi feels.
But you said that.
Exactly.
Yeah. But you said the medication stops seizures, right?
Yes, but it was slowing by that time already. And I'm betting she had unsafe amounts of alcohol in her system even before we even saw her. Fuck.
He puts his snout in his paws again, then another grim laugh.
Then what would I have done? Given the woman CPR until emergency services could arrive? Fix what I did? With the snow in the way, I would have died of exhaustion before they showed up.
But that didn't happen, right? That's why you work with other people in the hospital so they can catch your mistakes.
And it shouldn't have happened at all. And maybe it wouldn't have if I had just listened to them.
I asked a question I know the answer to already. Rofi, what did they want?
A real doctor. And all they got was an assistant.
There's so many things I want to say, so many things I want to ask, but none of them feel right for the moment. I think, this goes further down than just his career. The small, simple picture frame of my dream glows bright as ever in my memory. The dog stands up slowly.
I'm sorry, Leo. I'm really, really tired. I think I might call it a night early.
Don't apologize, Rofi. I think I'm going to do the same if that's okay with you. He nods, then flicks his eyes to his bed, clearly remembering our previous night's sleeping arrangement. What did he want? Should we sleep separately tonight?
Hey, did you...
Would it be too presumptuous for me to sleep next to him again? Yeah, I don't know what the right response is. I was a little warm last night. Is it okay if I grab the air mattress? What is it that I see in his eyes? Hurt? Relief? Sometimes I can read him so well, and other times he's like a stranger to me. Or maybe I'm a stranger to him.
Yeah, of course. That's totally fine. Do you need help?
No, I got it. Thanks, Rofi. As I turn to leave, I see him reach for the plate I left on his desk. Good. At least he's eating. As I step to the living room, I can hear laughter echoing from the basement, a mix of Hot Hunter, Ollie, and Artemis. I should update them, at least briefly. I turn and descend the second flight of stairs. Oh, there's a new plushie there! Huh.
Ah!
It's a
Hey,
Banui.
it's probably one of the guys that who did.
Yeah,
Probably one of
Patreon.
the.
Patrons, yeah.
Damn it!
Looks like
I wish I could have been a part of that. Like having my character show up as a cameo.
Looks like an intense pool game is going on, except all of the striped balls are gone and pretty much every solid ball is still on the table. Hunter and Ollie are seated on the couch while Artemis paces with his pool cue. Hey, Leo. He gestures to clearly one-sided game. Want a round after? I'm okay, but thanks. Ollie, reading my mind, pipes up.
How is Rofi?
He's really tuckered out after everything that happened today. The mood dampens quickly.
Is he all right?
I'm honestly not sure. I think he'll need a bit of time to rest.
Theo made the situation sound really stressful, but he said that Rofi navigated it quite well.
I nod, but I decide not to disclose anything more. It definitely took a lot out of him, I agree.
Gosh, I hope he's able to rest up tonight.
Yeah, I think he's calling it a night early, but I just wanted to let you guys know. Thanks, dude. We'll be extra nice to him tomorrow. I think I'm heading up, too. I'm just going to keep him company.
I think he'd appreciate that.
I nod and thank a bunch before returning to the living room for the air mattress. I knock again and Rofi calls out.
Come in.
The dog is sprawled out on his bed, staring at the ceiling.
Hey.
Stop making that
Sorry
face,
for-
Rofi!
Sorry for dumping that all on you.
No, it's okay. Are you feeling a little better? Dog nods wordlessly. I think I believe him. If there's anything I can do, please tell me.
I wish I could tell it was Rofi right now. I feel so bad for him.
Well,
Feels like
on
he's
the
about
other
to ask
hand,
for
I wanna
something.
kill-
This time
I
yesterday,
want to kill Tom.
a hug would have felt more than appropriate. But today,
I'm okay, but thank you, Leo.
I exhale silently, heart sinking. We exist together in his room quietly. Doesn't feel awkward, just different. At some point, I plug in the air mattress, punctuating the still air with soft motor noises. Want me to turn off the lights?
Yes, please.
Darkness fills the room as I find my way back to my air mattress, making myself comfortable. Is he asleep? I'm afraid to move around and make any noise. I want him to sleep well.
Leo,
My fur bristles, startled by his voice. Yeah, Rofi?
thank you for being here.
A touch of relief spreads through my chest. Always. I think I mean it. Not long afterwards, I hear Rofi's breathing slow as he slips into a deep sleep. I spend the next hour scrolling on my phone in the dark. It doesn't take long before sleep consumes me too.
I know how you feel there. It's just still like me IRL.
Yep.
And there it is. That was the latest episode.
Yep.
Gosh. Ugh, Rofi.
Oh, I want to murder Tom.
Alright, you know what? I need to go through the other dialogue options here. I really need to. I don't need to see what else Leo knows.
So, have Rofi.
Let's try security. Security. Feeling safe and sound. Like no matter what happens, it'll be fine in the end. And that's what I like. That's another thing I feel too. Knowing the path I'm walking will take me to the right place. I don't feel that way often, and not with many people either. Alright, that's...
I miss my mate. I don't know what she's been up to, but she hasn't.
Loyalty.
Like, she hasn't messaged in a long time.
Hey, Metzi, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Orange Heart Tribe. Loyalty. Feeling like you'd do anything for someone, and that they'd do anything for you. And that's why we need love. We need to know that someone has our backs no matter what. Leo. Like we'll be there to support each other, hold each other up. Regardless of time or distance. Yep. Alright, now last one. Freedom. Feeling like you could be who you are around somebody, without fear of judgment or disappointment. Like, when you're done with that person, all of life's constraints fade to nothing. The fences disappear, and you're free to walk wherever you choose. Mood. Let's see what... I really don't know. It's too complex for me to break down. But I think I know it when I feel it. Yeah. But love is like all those things combined, you know?
Yeah. In fact, there's also joy. Happiness.
This game is so beautiful.
I know, right?
And this is what I love about these visual novels. Like, I'm in the middle of prepping for another one that we're doing here, we might be doing here soon, called Dawn Chorus. Right now, I'm in the middle, me and Pika have been playing it off stream, because I'm doing some monitoring because it's unlike Promises to Keep, it's more adult-oriented, but it has a safe for work mode, but I'm just double-checking to make sure that some of the stuff is cleared for stream. So far, it seems that all but one route is gonna be done on my streams here. That's the plan. And it's... yeah. You know what? Should we close the night off with a little bit of bar action in here? I think we should get some bar action in here. Because I know that there's a bunch of ways that this can go, so let's close the night off with a little bit of bar action. So, I'm gonna see what Rofi went with. Oh yeah, we can, alright. Okay, he went with an apple teeny. Okay, what would that be? You know what? I still can't even believe that. Like, you know what? Let's go with da 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 da. Da 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 da. Pika. What's the?
Tequila.
Thank you. Let's try this. Let's have something with tequila.
You okay with our friends?
Yeah, I was just blowing my nose.
Yeah, Sinbad.
Tequila. Feeling adventurous tonight, huh?
What? Are you not a fan? Theo shakes his head, grabbing a few bottles off the shelf behind him.
Nope. I like tequila just fine, but it just does not like me. Not even a little bit.
Same.
Artemis chimes in, looking up from his phone.
I owe my worst ever hangovers to tequila.
Theo nods expressively.
Lanius wants to say something. Pussy!
Oh, Lanius with a level bonus. Don't let you say.
Hey. Lanius loves tequila. Come on.
Don't let that stop you, though. Clearly, you're made of more stern stuff than we are. Let's see. You looking to do shots?
Hunter bounces his eyebrows up and down at me from across the bar.
His face like.
Oh, margarita? I love margaritas. Oh yeah.
Well, if you're feeling festive, I can always make you a margarita. I hate drink margaritas. Or you know what? I think I have some grenadine. I could do a tequila sunrise. Any of those sound good?
Oh.
Oh, tequila sunrise.
Oh, okay. We got more.
Yeah.
I always
it's been-
go for the margarita.
Yeah, we're doing.
Of course, Prince. You love your girly ass.
All right. What do you think?
I drank Smirnoff Ice, and it's a soft alcohol.
All right.
ice
What should we
cream.
do? What do you think we should do? What do you think we should do? Should we do shots with Hunter, have a margarita, or have a tequila sunrise?
Well, probably if we're trying to gain more friendship with Hunter, probably we could go do shots with Hunter.
Yeah, that might be something we can do on his route. Let's do that. Let's do that. You know what? Let's do that.
Check it out.
Yeah, I'll do a shot or two. Why not, right? Heck yeah! The raccoon slings a beefy arm over my shoulders and offers me a fist bump. I don't leave him hanging, of course. He laughs and pulls me closer, comfortably leaning against me. Aww.
All right then. Sentry coming right up.
Theo hands us 2 sparkling shot glasses full to the brim.
Brent. Okay, Lanius. I love margaritas. I love girly drinks because they're sweet enough for me to drink.
That and probably because drinks Brent drinks actually soft drinks because his liver can't handle that.
No, I can handle hard liquor. It's just I don't like harassing my taste buds.
I can no longer drink any alcohol due to my liver.
Oh.
Your line, Sinbad.
Oh, I almost forgot.
He rummages around the bar and pulls out a salt shaker and a bowl of lime wedges. Rofi stares at the collection of objects, clearly confused. Here, just watch me. I pour a generous amount of salt on my paw, pick up a lime wedge, and hold my glass out to Hunter. Cheers! He holds out his glass out, grinning broadly. I clink it lightly with mine, lick the salt off my paw, tip the shot down my throat, and stuff the lime wedge in my mouth.
Yeah. Why did you do any of that? Doing shots looks hard.
That's just how you do tequila shots. It's a tradition.
Leo, we've gotta go out drinking sometime. My treat. If the 2 of us go, then Dr. FOMO here will have to come as well.
Dr. FOMO!
Hot
Hey,
Hey, that's not fair.
Oh, you made him go puppy-eyed, damn it! But I admit that was actually a nice one.
Alright, I'm gonna get off for a while. I'll see you guys later.
Oh my
Alright,
gosh,
good night,
okay.
Brent.
I think we might. Hang on, how long have we been live for? We've been live for 2.5 hours, and honestly, I think I'm I think that was a good first stream back. Alright. You know what, just for the heck of it, I'm gonna save over here this is all, look at how many saves we got from Ollie's deep conversation from his day 3. Aww. You have no idea how much I missed this game.
Oh man. And then
Gosh, I need to, let's
DJ,
go to the gallery one last time.
I just realized, DJ, there's something I just remembered. We haven't done.
What?
I looked at your VOD channel and
Oh, I'm gonna get those out later this week. I'm slow. Since I'm gonna be running. Yeah, I need to do a little bit of trimming on one of the Ace Attorney VODs for reasons. You were there when you witnessed it. You know, I'm not gonna bring it up on stream, but
yeah, that's actually needs to be trimmed out.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna start trimming out VOD. I'm actually gonna start trimming out the starting soon screens as well because they kind of,
I need to trim I actually need to trim myself out, trim mine out on YouTube as well. You can actually do that. You can actually do that by YouTube now.
Oh wow, yeah. But gosh, I'm just.
I feel so sad for Rofi. Honestly, out of all characters now, I think Rofi's my top favorite because look at this.
I hurt. My soul completely hurt in that moment.
Like this. If Rofi were real, I still would just
Leo's
become his best friend.
I am gonna have a field day with this part, but Leo literally was me. Like, Bluebell, you're still watching, right? This again, I have said it on stream before, and I'm gonna say it again. Bluebell and Rofi and Leo's dynamic together reminds me so much of how me and Bluebell are. I know Leo's caring side is definitely like reminiscent of my caring side. Like, you know that I'm always there for people when they need their moment, when they have their moments, you know. But this game, this conversation from today. Yes, you got name dropped, Bluebell. And again, saying it again. You and me are like Rofi and Leo. Like, 100%. And honestly, I could see this in a couple others too, but strongly, you and me too. But Leo is literally like one of my favorite video game protagonists at the moment. I'm gonna say it right now, as far as I've gotten in Dawn Chorus, Arvo is a great protagonist, all things considered. But I did not slip into his shoes as fast as I did Leo.
Yeah,
Leo is so well written as a main character. Like I've always imagined, like, whenever I've seen visual novels, I've always just imagined that, the main character is just, you. And you could just imagine it, because that's how Phoenix was initially in the Ace Attorney trilogy before he started getting his own unique character traits, because Shu Takumi created Phoenix primarily as just an avatar for the player. But over time, Phoenix became, his own character, and I like that character as it is now. But Leo has been seriously so well written as a main character, and he just cares so much. Like, this is displayed not just here in Rofi's route, but clearly Hunter's route as well, because when Hunter came into the pic, because we saw that when Hunter got injured, Leo was like, we need to care for him, like, right now. And he is so caring.
I wish, it makes me wish, seeing this novel every time, it makes me wish these characters were absolutely real.
I really hope that one day.
I wish I could become friends with them.
I really hope that one day we'll start to see, like, suits of the characters, if the devs are, of course, are okay with it. But we'll see where things go. Yeah.
You know what to do.
Because the thing is, every character in this novel is created specifically for this novel, except for Rofi. Rofi is actually an alternate Sono that Palm made years ago, but he never actually really brought to life. This was mentioned in a Q&A that they did. Yeah, I'm just so happy that you know, Palm, again, meeting Palm at FWO was an absolute treat. I really enjoyed it. Talking with him and all that. But yeah, this is where Promises to Keep comes to an end for now. Because next update is gonna be Theo Day 4. At least from the poll right now.
Yet.
We don't know yet. There's still time, but honestly, Theo's lead just increased on the poll, by the way. He's now leading at about 55%, I think.
Theo?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
I am so excited.
If you guys are if the developers are gonna be watching the VODs, if you need voice actors for PTK,
I don't think they're gonna do it, but
that is if. But if they need, so you can have us voice actor characters. On my end, I gladly offers myself to voice like Theo, no problem.
Yeah, but I don't think that I think they mentioned that they aren't really looking for VAs, but we never know. This project is it's still got a long way to go. Like, I was thinking, I did not expect what we saw today. This was insane. But yeah, with that said, let's find someone to raid for tonight. So let's see who's live. I know Jalen finished up. Who's live? Wait. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna raid someone I met at FWA. For those of you on TikTok, who here knows a certain saber-toothed tiger who's named after peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
Sorry, I don't use TikTok.
But this is PB&J, or just PB for short.
Oh.
And he is he was an absolute joy to meet at FWA. He makes some of the goofiest furry TikToks. He's also on YouTube Shorts though. But he's so hilarious and he's a goober. You should check him out. So let's give him some love. Ready up, Raiders. Oh my gosh. Thank you all so much for a great first stream back. And thank you, of course, to the Promises to Keep developers for doing an absolutely wonderful job at putting this game together. Palm, you are amazing. And everyone else on the team, keep up the great work. And we'll be back for the next update. Hopefully in the next month or two. I miss this game so much, and it truly felt wonderful to be back. Anyways, let's show PB some love. Thank you all so much for watching, Warriors. We'll be back. Hopefully, it will be back very soon with more streams. 15th will be our next voice acting stream. We will be doing probably Ace Attorney Investigations 2, but we will be seeing... We have a case to finish before we move on to Turnabout Legacy,
We still have some unfinished ties, don't we?
Yeah, I'm talking to...
I can't voice Gumshoe.
Yes, we miss our boy, our boy. And of course, I miss that.
I miss that green jacketed fella. It's a shame he didn't come back in Dual Destinies and onwards.
Yeah, hopefully he'll come back in the future. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. This is DJ Foxy. Have yourself a great night. Bye-bye. In the words of MC the Watcher.